My last story, and then I'll let you go. You guys look hot and hungry. You'll be out of here in the next hour, don't worry. We got our next preacher coming up next. Second worship set. Hope you packed a lunch. All right. I think I'm laughing. All right. So as some of you may know, some of you may not know, my favorite music genre is hip hop. I love rap music. I've been listening to rap music since 1985, since I was about 10 years old. First time I heard Run DMC, man, I was sold. And so my whole life I've listened to rap music, and it's my absolute favorite, man. Given the opportunity, that's what I listen to. Now, there's someone that's in my life, I'm not going to say any names, who hates rap music. And so she never lets me listen to rap music in the car. If I do, I get like 2 or 3 songs, and then she's like, "Can we change it down, please?" And so what's interesting, when you listen to rap music, there's something that goes in conjunction with rap music, and that's a loud car stereo. And so the other part of my life in rap music is that there's always this thing, whenever you get a car, you always got to figure out where you're going to put your woofers, man. Because if you're going to have a car and you listen to rap, you got to have a good head unit. You got to have some big woofers that fit in the back, and I'm talking like 15s. You know what I mean? Something that's like, and I'm not just talking about like, hey, I like to listen to some loud music. I'm talking about like ears bleeding, eyes watering, like can't catch my breath, like stand next to me, like I can't even hear you because it's so loud. And so a few years ago, in my old car that I had, it was just, I'd had it. I'm like, dude, we're putting in the woofers. And Crystal always complains about like, I don't have room for groceries because of your speakers. And I'm like, seriously? Priorities, you know what I mean? Hold the groceries on your lap, like it's fine. And so, someone came over and helped me install the stereo. I had a nice Fosgate amp and a couple woofers. I put it in the back, and we got it all set up, and we're sitting in there, and we turned it on, and we're playing it. We're in the driver, and we got it up, like, I think it was up all the way, and I'm just like, I thought it was going to be louder, man. Like, it's just not loud enough. And Crystal comes out, and is like, would you guys turn it down? The dishes are rattling. And I'm like, whenever you make fun of somebody, it's never the right voice. It's always like, burr, 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 burr. Like, and so then he says to me, burr, 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 burr. And so I was really sad, I'm like, dude, I got this stuff and this. I'm like, I want it to bleed. It's not bleeding. And so the guy that helped me, and then he left for the night. And so like for 2 months, man, I'm just driving this thing around, and I was so displeased. I mean, I'm pulling up the stoplights. Nobody's looking at me. It's not loud enough. You know what I mean? It's just not good. There's just no clout. And so I remember one day I was sitting at the light at 256, and I was sitting there. I don't know why, but I was looking at the stereo, and I saw this little button, and it said loud. And I was like, yes! And I pushed that button, and I called that dude. I was like, dude, you hear that? It's going. Yeah, it's awesome. People looking at me. It was great. It was the best. Now, why do I share that story with you? Is that some of you have not pushed the loud button. Okay? Some of you are living in a stock stereo world when there's a God that wants you to have 18-inch woofers. Okay? That's good, huh? That's good. And I know it's a funny story, but I want you to keep that illustration.